Alright, here's just a disclaimer of my entire life. I don't think any of the people that I'm going to be talking about are bad. I understand that the outcomes of these types of videos are far greater than anything that people try and say that something is bad about it. Usually it's about whether or not it's professional or not. I don't really care about that. I think that at the end of the day, what is being done is good. Also, I want to point out that Chris Hansen is part of what I'm talking about, okay? I don't think he's doing anything different from what the other people on YouTube are doing, okay? It's pretty much the exact same. Alright, raise your hand if you've ever watched a predator catching video. Hello, I have watched one before. They're a lot of fun. I like them. They're good. I love Skeeter Gene. I love Chris Hansen. They're both fun to watch. Skeeter Gene is cute, and what these videos do are amazing. Whether or not they actually go to jail or not, or, just getting their face out there in general is a good thing. However, these types of channels that do these predator catching videos, they try and claim that the video that they're making is educational purposes or journalistic purpose, and I'm gonna be honest, I just don't think that's true. I'm sure there's people who actually watch these videos and actually get something out of it, like they actually learn something and are more aware of the online presence of predators, but I think at the end of the day, these videos are mainly for entertainment purposes. And that's fine, by the way. It's not even a bad thing. And I don't know why it would be viewed as a bad thing. I don't really understand why this is a hot button topic, because I've seen this been discussed when people point out, hey, this is for entertainment purposes. People get strangely defensive over it, but it doesn't matter if it's for entertainment purposes or it's for journalistic purposes. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. There's still a good thing happening from it. I just think we need to come together as people in a community and agree that these types of videos are for entertainment purposes. Most of these predator catching videos, I'm pretty sure, are watched by people who have already watched this type of stuff before, including myself. I've watched a ton of Skeeter Gene videos, so I've already gotten the point. So any type of journalistic intent that is supposed to teach people about this type of stuff is lost on ears that have already heard the story 100 times before. It's nothing new. If you're claiming something is to be journalistic or educational, it shouldn't be something that is said to people who already know what the journalism is about. You can't teach someone something they've already learned. Not to mention, these channels have subscribers, obviously, but doesn't subscribers contradict the journalistic intent? If Skeeter Gene has millions of subscribers and then gets a video that gets hundreds of thousands of views, what percentage of that are people who are already subscribed and have already watched Skeeter Gene before? And even more so, what percentage of that is people who have just seen a predator catching video at all and are already aware of online predators? I can't really measure it, and there's no way for me to confidently tell you that the majority of them are people who already know or have watched, even though that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I can't confidently claim these things. I'm kind of going based off an assumption. However, I can say for a fact that it's definitely not 100% of the viewers who are learning something, getting some sort of journalistic value out of it, right? That's not possible. For example, I watch it for entertainment purposes. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm not really learning much from it because I already know about it. There's at least one person who is not getting some sort of journalistic value out of it. And if it weren't any more obvious about whether or not this is for entertainment purposes or not, just look at the comments. The comments are always goofing on the predator. They're joking around with whoever the YouTuber is or the creator is. They're making fun of the predator. And even in the videos, the predator catcher makes fun of the predator. And that's fine. I think it's funny. I think it's really funny whenever Skeeter Gene makes fun of the pedophile. It's funny. And I laugh every single time. But you can't objectively look at that and say, well, that's journalistic integrity. It's not. It's entertainment. It's for fun. And again, that's completely fine. I just don't see why we're trying to label it as journalism. And I think Chris Hansen especially has gotten a big head about it and thinks that he's doing it the right way. He's not. He's just a little bit more cautious. He actually has more than one security officer to make sure he doesn't get shot or something. That's all that he's doing that is different from what Skeeter Gene and the others are doing. That's the only difference, but at the end of the day, it is for content. It is for content. And even in a Chris Hansen video, it had subtitles and it used the wrong your. It Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, but it just used Y-O-U-R. I hate that type of stuff. That's so lazy. And to be in a Chris Hansen video of all, like, really, you know which one's the right Eeyore. It's clear that somebody's not putting a lot of effort, which means that they're kind of just pumping these out. It is for content. It is for entertainment. Again, that's fine. So what's the point? If I'm not anti-predator catching videos and I think it's fine that these videos are for entertainment purposes, then why am I trying to point out that these are for entertainment purposes? And I think the only reason is that, again, I just want everyone to come together and kind of just agree on this and just say, yes, it's for entertainment, and try not label it as anymore, because I don't, there's no use in lying to ourselves or lying to others. And I think I would have a lot of respect, and hopefully others as well would have a lot more respect for if the creators themselves acknowledge that this was for entertainment purposes, because it is. Again, I'm sure there's a few people who actually get something out of it. It was easy for me to just assume that everybody should know that there's online predators, but that's because I've been born into the online world, so I'm utterly aware of these things. So I'm sure there's people who don't know about it, but the majority of people seem to know who are watching these videos, or at least the people who are commenting. You can make the argument that all the people who aren't commenting are people who are learning something from it, and that would be a fair claim. There's nothing that I can say to debunk that, because I can't measure it. There's no way to really confirm these things. It's just based off the evidence I have of the comments and the way the creators act, and just the whole thing. They dress in costumes. You don't see people in the comments being like, wow, this taught me a lot. This was the best knowledge I've ever heard in the universe in millennia. People don't say that in comments of these videos. So it makes you wonder why people aren't saying that, if the main purpose of these videos is to cause a reaction similar to that. Alright, yeah, that's it. I gotta get to class now, so I will leave you with footage of my cat just kind of looking into the camera.